We are so glad to be able to say Merry Christmas to you and your family. It is the most wonderful and historic time of the year. Each holiday season, the White House Historical Association releases a new Christmas tree ornament honoring one of our past presidents.
And this year it has a special tie to our first responders.
Here to unveil this year's ornament is the president of the White House Historical Association, Stuart McLaren. Good morning to you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Merry Christmas.
And they are Christmas ornaments. They're not holiday ornaments.
That's right. For 36 years, the White House Historical Association has made these wonderful Christmas ornaments to honor a different American president throughout our history.
All right, let's start at the bottom of the tree. Tell us about that one right there.
Well, that's Grover Cleveland, and we did that ornament in 2009. And as you know, he was the only American president who served 2 terms, but non-sequentially. And this ornament commemorates the first tree in the White House lit by electric lights. There's a little hologram on there, and the yellow oval room on the 2nd floor, you can see the Christmas tree lit up in that ornament. And then moving up to this ornament is Franklin Pierce.
This one right here?
1997, that's right. There's a gilded frame around that ornament, and during the Pierce years, 2 gilded mirrors were added to the White House collection. One is in the Treaty Room today, and one is in the Lincoln Bedroom, and that's what that ornament commemorates.
All right.
This is a very special ornament. It was done to honor the architect of the White House, James Hoban, and this is actually made of crushed sandstone from the same quarry in Akia, Virginia, where the sandstone came from that built the blocks for the White House.
Beautiful.
1989?
A commemorative ornament for the bicentennial of the American presidency. And it's the presidential seal that you recognize from the presidential podium, very familiar.
So we went a few years without a president.
Well, that's right. But this one is something that commemorates all presidents and not just one single president like they normally do.
Okay, and now it's time to reveal the 2016 Christmas tree ornament.
So we roll up to this year, and we're a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization founded by Mrs. Kennedy, and these little ornaments actually fund our mission. And this one honors President Herbert Hoover, and it talks about the fire on Christmas Eve in the West Wing of the White House. Beautiful. President and Mrs. Hoover were entertaining kids in the East Room when aides rushed in and told them that the West Wing was on fire. Actually, the Oval Office was on fire. So Hoover dons his coat, runs over to the West Wing. He and aides are pulling things out of the Oval Office. And Engine Company number 1 of the Washington, D.C. Fire Department responds. They are still a first responder to emergencies at the White House today. I actually had the privilege of presenting this to Chief Dean of the Washington Fire Department and the men and women of Engine Company number 1.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But the very next Christmas, the Hoovers invited the same children back to a party in the East Wing and gave them a little toy fire truck. So this ornament tells the story of that Christmas Eve fire in 1929 and the story of that toy fire truck.
What happened to the Oval Office?
It took 4 months to be rebuilt. There was no insurance, as you can imagine, so they had to request a special appropriation from Congress. But the Oval Office was rebuilt and opened again in
Which
April.
they're rebuilding now, by the way. So how hard was this decision to make?
Well, this was the first ornament that's designed by an actual student. A student from Massachusetts, an undergraduate design college student, created this design for us in a national competition, and it's made by a veteran-owned American company in Rhode Island and has been for 36 years.
If I wanted to get this and I can't get to Washington, how do I do it?
WhiteHouseHistory.org is our website. You can get all 36 ornaments for over the past 36 years.
They're about $20 each.
$20.95, and we have a wonderful treasure trove of history education resources on our website as well. We're a nonprofit, nonpartisan, private partner to the White House, and so we have education programs that teach and tell the stories of White House history since the cornerstone was laid in 1792.
Remembers our first responders and tells a great story.
That's exactly right. That's
Stuart,
exactly right. Thank you so much. It was great being with you. I appreciate it.
Great to see you again.
Thank you.